College Pick'em Show special, week 2 from FanNoise, hosted by yours truly, Mike McGee, and my beautiful co-host, Nate Schweers. Nate, how we feeling?
Feeling good. Got a good leg workout in tonight with Judd the trainer at Legacy Fitness. We're getting after it. Got some split squats in, but I'm ready to talk college football, baby.
Absolutely. And currently I'm watching the Buccaneers-Giants game. So it just all adds up. We're in the basement. We're in the studio. We're cooking. For you guys, we have a little Maction talk, a little preview of the show here. We're going Maction talk. We're going to hit the Big 12 or Pac-12. Then we're going Big 12, Big 10, SEC, ACC. And then we got the American Game of the Week.
Don't sleep on the American Game of the Week, Mike.
Don't sleep on it.
Sleep on the American Game of the Week. It was a bad game last week. Cincy is clearly rising to the top in the American, but we might have a little action this weekend.
Absolutely. This is week 2. Like I said, from FanNoise, we're going to hop into it right here. We're starting off with the MAC, with one of the most exciting conferences in football, or less exciting, but they do play on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Wednesdays, Mondays. They give you football, and they give it to you late, and they give it to you with no fans. Nate, we're doing Maction Game of the Week. My pick is Bowling Green versus Toledo. They're playing in the Glass Bowl. They're playing in Toledo, Glass City. I'm taking Toledo. I have a few stats for you. I'm picking Toledo because they have 13 returning starters, 6 on offense, 6 on defense. That would be 12. 7 on offense, 6 on defense. And they got 6 offensive linemen returning. And you know what they do, Nate? They run the football. They hammer the football. You know who's going to – my pick to click for this game is Bryant Kobach. He had over 1,100 yards last year and 12 touchdowns. They lost to Bowling Green last year, but I'm picking them to win. Toledo over BG State. There's going to be 12 fans in the stands, and I'm excited to watch it.
Don't get me started. Wednesday night, November 4th, Maction's back, 5 o'clock Central Time. We've got Kent State and Eastern Michigan. The factory. The factory's going into Ohio, baby. They're going to take on the Golden Flashes. Dustin Crum is my pick to click. Dustin Crum in the backfield for the Golden Flashes. Leading passer, leading rusher last year. Where is his Crum? It's slinging it around in the backfield.
Dustin Crum. D. Crum, huh?
D. Crum, 700 yards on the ground, 2,600 out of the air. He's a versatile guy. He's going to get it done.
Don't sleep on me picking D. Crum next year in fantasy football. Okay. We're going to the real football. Sorry.
Real football. That was fun.
Time out. Is this real football? The Pac-12? We're back?
We're back. The Pac-12's back. Real football, TBD, but we're getting closer.
We are. We're going to hammer it out right here. We got Arizona State at number 20, USC. I'm going to start with this one. Then you can get the next one. I'm picking Arizona State to win this game. Chris Hawkins, you ever heard of him? I don't know. I haven't either until I looked it up. He was a player for USC. He is on the sidelines as a recruiting coach and position coach for Arizona State and Herm Edwards. And for that alone, he knows USC well. I'm picking Arizona State. I'm picking Herm Edwards. Last year, they only lost by 3 points to USC. I'm picking Arizona State in this game. And that's my pick.
No, hey, I love the call. Mike. You beat me to it. Jaden Daniels, second year behind center for Herm Edwards. The Sun Devils are legit, man. The Sun Devils are legit, and I think they're going to surprise some people. I'm going to pick them to win this game. I think that this would be Clay Helton's last year at USC if it weren't for the fact that COVID. I think he'll get 2 more. But this is not your father's USC team. This is not your father's USC program. And I think they slip up week 1 against the Fighting Herms.
I mean, they'll rank them.
The Fighting Herms.
They'll rank them 20 without playing a game.
Hey, don't sleep on it.
Stanford at Oregon. Now, 10 years ago, this game would have been the game of the week.
Dude, you're getting fired up. This is your big one.
Okay, you got it. Take it away. Take it away.
No, you know what? I like Oregon in this one. I think Oregon's going to replace Justin Herbert. I can't talk tonight, Mike. I can't talk. I'm throwing word salads out there everywhere.
You had a leg workout with Big Judd. It's all right.
Big Judd. We got it done. I like Oregon in this one. I think that they showed some signs of life. Obviously, lost Justin Herbert. Didn't do enough research on this one, Mike. I don't know who is going to be behind the center
And that's why I'm here, baby.
That's why you're here, but I like him anyway.
I got Oregon, and I wish we could put a graphic up of the starting quarterback for Oregon. They said there was a competition. They said they're going with Tyler Show. I think that's how you spell his name. Redshirt sophomore. But he is a spitting image of Justin Herbert. He's just wearing a different number. You take a picture of him, he is Justin Herbert in an Oregon uniform, and that's why I'm picking Oregon. I mean, partially because Stanford has not been what the Christian McCaffrey days are long gone. For them.
The seat's lukewarm for a Coach Shaw out there.
Stick to the pen and paper there. Yeah, I'm picking Oregon. You're picking Oregon. It's an Oregon Fest. Good uniforms. Nike
uniforms. Can't sleep on the uniforms.
That's all we got for the Pac-12, huh?
Maybe we'll have a little bit more to go off of in week 2, but those were really the only ones that got me excited.
Absolutely. Big 12. This is an awesome game to talk about because they both came off a win. West Virginia, who I was wrong about last week, picked Kansas State. Thought they were for real. At number 22, Texas. I was right about Tom Herman and the Longhorns last week, and they win again this week against the Mountaineers. They're in Texas. I can't pick against them. Like you said last week, Tom Herman's on the hot seat. He's got to win.
I like Texas too. I know we haven't disagreed on a pick yet, and that's
okay.
Good for views. That's not good for content. But I want to talk about the Big 12 as a whole before we get into the full slate. I like Texas in this first one we're talking about. But I'm looking at my notes here. The Big 12 is wide open. You've got Iowa State at 4-1, but Oklahoma State has the tiebreaker over them.
Absolutely.
You got the Sooners with 2 losses, but Kansas State has the tiebreaker over them. And now you got Texas in there. But Texas has the tiebreaker over Oklahoma State. And so everybody controls their own destiny.
It's a Big 12 jumble.
Somebody's going to separate from the top. I think it might be the Cyclones this year. I think this is the year they leapfrog. But don't sleep on Spencer Rattler getting it going.
You did say that. I can't pick against it because somehow Oklahoma will always find a way.
The thing that's going to hurt them is that they have to win Bedlam. They're going to have to win Bedlam at the end of the year with Oklahoma State because they don't have the tiebreaker over Kansas State or Iowa State. 2 little hiccups in the road there for them.
Absolutely. I don't think we're going to disagree with this one. We might. Baylor at Iowa State. I'm taking the Cyclones in this game.
I'm taking the Cyclones. But if I were a betting man, give me what's the line? What do we have?
Cha-ching. If you were a betting man, cha-ching.
If I were a betting man.
Cha-ching.
If I were a betting man, I would take Baylor. Because I don't know. I'm just feeling like there's something a little funky going on. I think that Baylor's going to stack the box. Baylor played a tight game with West Virginia.
Does Matt Rule come back and coach this game for Baylor?
No. But the ghost is there. The ghost of Matt Rule is there. It's a pick 'em for me. If I were the safe man that I am most times, I pick an Iowa State. This is my not shocked if Baylor wins kind of game.
Okay.
It's a flip of a coin. It's one I'm excited to watch on Saturday.
Good pick. You know what time it is? It's time for the American
Game of the Week.
Game of the Week. It's time for the American Game of the Week. We're going Houston at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is steaming hot. Throwing a graphic. They're steaming hot right now. They're cooking. They're hitting on all cylinders. I'm taking the Bearcats to blow out the Cougars. Blow them out.
See, I like that pick. It's probably going to happen. However, I liked this game because there's just something about Houston. They're not very good, but it feels like it should be a close game. Like it feels like Houston should be right in the thick of things.
It's because it's because Houston how they played the last few years. They've been pretty good.
Yeah, they have been. They're Kings over in Miami now.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit weak. The quarterback position, they're kind of weak all over the field compared to Cincinnati, but it's the American Game of the Week. Got to get excited about it. It'll probably be pretty good.
Anything Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It's probably going to be pretty bad, but
Let's go.
American game of the week.
Let's go to the Big Ten here. We're kicking it off strong. Well, are they strong? The Maize and Blue, Michigan at Indiana. I cannot take Michigan in this game. After that performance they put up against Go Green, Go White. Let's put Michigan on the hot seat right now. How long are the Khakis staying in Ann Arbor? How long?
How long? Here's my deal: is that he's an alum. I don't know that he'll ever just like get fired.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder when he's just going to step away and realize like I didn't get it done.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, did you see the stat after that game? Jim Harbaugh is now 1-6 at home against Michigan State and Ohio State. He's 29-0 against everybody else.
That's crazy.
And so, like, you look at it and you're like, oh, I mean, what's that? 30-6 in his career at home. That's not a bad record. But when you're 1-6 against the teams that are the biggest names on your schedule that the fans want to see you beat, people start to murmur. People are starting to murmur.
I mean, okay, on the other side, though, the Hoosiers, they're 2-0.
They're 2-0. They're 2-0.
And not that Penn State, they did look bad, but it was against arguably the best team in the country. I think the Hoosiers are going to make some noise this year. I think they win this game. They're at Indiana. If they're in the big house, I'd say different. Even though there's no fans, it's just different. But I'm taking the Hoosiers in this one.
I like it. I like the Hoosiers in this one. I think this is one of those years, Chris Hassel, national journalist for CBS Sports, he was talking about – he's a big Iowa fan, so I follow him. He's talking about, like, if there was a year to be bad in the Big Ten, like, this is the year. Like, with all of the safety things that are going on because of COVID, like, if you test positive, you're out 21 days, like, all stuff like that. If there's a year to be bad, this is the year. And I think Michigan's going to be bad because I think they've got 2 more auto losses on the schedule in Penn State
and Ohio State. No brainer.
I think they lose this week.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about 4-4. You're talking about 4-4, Mike.
For the maize.
For the maize and blue.
What is maize?
Maize, it's like corn. Haven't you seen Grown Ups? It's maize.
Yeah, I know what it is. I'm just mad that I'm fumbling around here. Okay. We're off that game. Okay. Interesting game. I will, on my sheet, I'm going to differ from you because we haven't differed yet. And I have a reason. Michigan State at Iowa. I had Iowa picked, but now seeing how the slate's going, I liked Iowa at home. Are there going to be fans in Iowa?
No.
Okay. I'm picking Michigan State because of their riding. I think they're going to ride the hot hand. And I've only seen Iowa's first game. I didn't catch much of their second game. But you could talk more to that. I'm picking Michigan State. Go green, go white. They just had a huge, monumental win last weekend. Yeah,
they're riding high. I'm not going to pick against my Hawkeyes, but I'm not feeling very confident. And here's why. The defense played much better. And here's the thing. Iowa's 0-2. They've lost by a total of 5 points. 24-20 against Purdue, 21-20 against Northwestern. They're in these games. But if I told you that Iowa was up 17-0 last week in the first quarter they were beating Northwestern 17-0, and they threw 50 passes, Mike.
What are we doing?
A first-year starting quarterback with a 17-point lead, and they dropped him back 50 times. 50 times. And so, like, as an Iowa fan, I've been like, for years, like, open up the playbook a little bit, man. Like, open up the playbook, throw it down the field. And now it's like, hey, maybe know when your strength is to run the ball between the tackles.
We're talking Big Ten.
We're talking Big Ten football. There's no reason that a first-year starting quarterback making his second start should drop back 50 times when you have 2 running backs that have the capability to rush for over 1,000 yards and an offensive line that's always good. There's no reason he should drop back 50 times.
The fighting Pat Fitzgeralds will get you when that happens.
They're a fundamental team. Patty Fisher, middle linebacker. He was pretty good. He was
Yeah.
pretty good. Locking up tight ends coming off the ball.
I love watching the Wildcats play. I did not see that game though. Okay, we're going last game of the Big Ten. Purdue at Wisconsin. Wisconsin was canceled last week.
They might cancel again by the time this
Yeah.
airs. You never know.
If they do play, I'm picking Wisconsin. I haven't seen much of them yet, so but also I know how Purdue is.
Yep.
It's Purdue.
So here's my deal. We talked about the 21 days testing positive. I've got Purdue in this one. I've got Purdue.
Okay.
I've got Purdue because Wisconsin, I know for sure doesn't have Graham Mertz. Now, Graham Mertz was impressive. Like, he looks like the guy that's going to take Wisconsin over the edge in a couple of years. But they're not going to have him. And I like Purdue. I like David Bell on the outside. He was really good against Iowa. I don't know if Rondale Moore's back, but Rondale Moore is always a threat. The defense for Purdue didn't play too shabby. They got that stud defensive end, all Big Ten. See it, the Big Ten football preview still up on the website. I like Purdue in this one.
The Big Boilers. You're taking BB, Big Boilers.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. Okay, on to the Southeastern Conference. My favorite game of the week besides our last game. The number 8 Florida Gators at number 5 Georgia. And what a head coaching matchup we have here. And it's just so hard to pick. I'm taking Florida in this game, but I know Kirby Smart is going to get that defense rolling.
Yeah, no way. I got the Bulldogs. Nick, play the video of Dan Mullen last week. Dude's a maniac. Did you see this, Mike?
Yes, I did. I actually want that in this video.
That man just said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to run right through the refs. I'm going to go run right through the Mizzou coaches. I'm coming for the Mizzou players. And then he's firing up the crowd in the tunnel afterwards. Like, what are you doing?
That's a coach that just either snorted 10 lines of Adderall or 10 lines of cocaine before each game. I mean, when he's calling plays, I mean, he's on something. He's got to be.
Dude, we like joke. We like joke about guys being passionate, but the man tried to fight the opposing team's players and then fired up the crowd when he was going into the tunnel for halftime.
That's a coach I want to play for.
What are we doing?
Speaking of fights, there was a lot of fights around the NFL, but we'll talk to that. We'll talk about that
tomorrow. But that looked again. What are we doing?
People just brawling. COVID 2020. I don't know why this game is on the slate, but I'm happy it's on here. Tennessee at Arkansas. Give me Arkansas. Give me the backs.
No way. Felipe Franks. Overrated. Overrated. See, now we're disagreeing.
That's good. I like it. You're taking the nasty orange and the checkered end zone here.
I'm taking the checkered end zone. It's 1998, baby. It's 95.
Hey, Peyton Manning's not there anymore.
Cornhuskers, Volunteers, I don't know. Flip a coin. But either way, they're going to win. It's going to be a 90s weekend in Knoxville. I like the Volunteers here.
Okay. I strongly disagree. The last few games Tennessee's played, it's been tough.
Yikes.
Number 7, A&M at South Carolina. I'm taking South Carolina. They're a very streaky team. I was looking at the scores the other day. I was looking at their last few games. I went through the highlights and went through was watching kind of in depth on the Gamecocks, and A&M's that team in the SEC that's just they're ranked 7, but you look at them and you're like, in my opinion, they're gonna get beat by a team like South Carolina, and they're at home, and the Gamecocks are at home. I'm taking Carolina.
So here's what I got for you, Mike. I've got Texas A&M. My pick to click money line, Texas A&M. If I were a betting man.
Cha-ching.
I got Texas A&M, but I've got South Carolina covering the 9.5. At our time of filming this, Texas A&M is a 9.5 point favorite. I think they win. I think they win by a touchdown, 6 or 7 points somewhere in there. It's not going to be by much, but I think Texas A&M is going to win. I think Kellen Mond's figured it out there in College Station.
I'm going to watch that game. That's a sneaky game to look out for. Me and Nate Swears picking different in the last few games here. Okay, now we're getting to a little exciting matchup. ACC action. 25 Liberty going into Virginia Tech to play the Fighting Hokies. Enter Sandman will be playing, but we'll be playing without fans in the stadium. I'm taking VT. Give me Tech. Give me the Gizzards. Give me the Hokies. That's what I got.
Give me the Flames. Give me the Flames. They've played one ACC game already this year against Syracuse. They blew them out, which I know Syracuse, bad.
Mm-hmm.
Syracuse.
They have an orange is their mascot.
Yeah, the orange. Malik Willis already thrown for 1,100 yards, also leading the team in rushing yards, kind of like Dustin Crum. I don't know what it is about these mid-majors.
D. Crum.
D. Crum, baby. They've got 4 guys that have rushed for over 300 yards, and all 4 of those guys have scored multiple touchdowns on the ground this year. Liberty's going to spread it around a little bit. I think they're just going to be a little too fast for Virginia Tech, which sounds odd because I'm saying the mid-major team is going to be faster than the ACC team, but I think they are. I got Liberty in this one.
Wow. It's tough saying that they're going to be faster or better. It's Liberty, but
I know.
The college football specialists ranked them 25 for a
They
reason.
ranked them 25. Imagine being ranked in the top 25 and facing a team that's not in the top 25 and being 14.5-point underdogs. Liberty is a 14.5-point underdog. But
yeah, what are we doing?
To the token, though, Michigan State, 21-point underdog last week.
It's true, but they're not ranked.
Here come the points.
Pitt at Florida State. I'm taking Pitt. You put the over or the money line is a half a point.
Yeah, the line, when I last looked, the line was a half a point. We got a full-on flip the coin pick 'em.
I'm taking Pitt. They looked horrible against Notre Dame, but Notre Dame looks really good this year. Florida State is when we played there in college, it reminded me of tradition, football, grit. They're not playing like it. And Floridians, they're scared. They're scared that their Florida State Seminoles are going down the drain year in and year out. And they're not used to it. They don't know how to handle it. They're going a little crazy down there in Florida. A lot of COVID, a lot of things going on. I'm taking Pitt. This is a must-win game for the Seminoles, by the way.
Must win. I remember when you and I talked after Florida State beat North Carolina, we were like, Mike Norvell, baby, he's back. He's got him trending in the right direction.
Oh, my Lord.
Bad since. Bad. But I think they catch lightning in a bottle this year.
Okay.
I've got the Seminoles. I think Mike Norvell's got it going. I think the fans in the stands are going nuts. I think they're searching for something in COVID-ridden Tallahassee. I think they got it.
Florida State just packing their stadium, doing anything they can, COVID or not. There's 60,000 fans in that brick stadium.
Oh,
Florida's crazy right now. All right, on to their last game. Number 1 Clemson without Trevor Lawrence versus number 4 Notre Dame. I'm going with the Golden Domers. I'm going with Ian Book. I'm going with that hot defense. I have not seen a Notre Dame defense look this good in my entire life. Even in the Manti Te'o Invisible Girlfriend years, this defense is better. And with Trevor Lawrence, no-brainer. I'm taking the Tigers. Without Trevor Lawrence, we're going with the Fighting Irish, and they're going to play in an ACC championship this year in their first year in the conference. I think
this is a preview that's going to have us itching for more for the ACC championship because I've got Notre Dame as well. We're going to finish on the same note. We've been going back and forth here. I think it's going to be closer than the experts think. Now, I'm pretty sure Clemson's a favorite.
Mm-hmm, probably.
But in that kid at quarterback is good.
He is. I saw him. His voice cracked heavily.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. We're talking Notre Dame football.
Okay, you're right.
He's good. I think Notre Dame wins this one. Notre Dame's got fans in the stands. I think they find a way to win, and I think it sets up a really exciting ACC championship. It's going to set up a storyline with Trevor Lawrence back, the ACC championship going on. Probably at that point, winner to the college football playoff. I think it's going to be Notre Dame this week, but I think we're in for a really, really good game.
I think the ACC, disregard every other team, I think the ACC championship will be Notre Dame Clemson, and we will get a nice matchup. I think out of the conferences, this is going to be the most exciting. If these two make it, this will be the most exciting championship because you got Ohio State. They're on another level. You got Alabama. They're on another level. I know they played Georgia and whatever. Then you got – who do you got? The Big 12. Yikes. The American. Excited. But, yeah, I think overall the ACC, besides how bad the other teams are, this will be the best championship game.
Okay, so here's my question for you to finish the show. Let's say this ACC championship game we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say one of them wins twice. So either Notre Dame wins this week and in the ACC championship or Clemson wins this week and in the ACC championship. Now, theoretically, that eliminates the other one, right? 2 losses, not a conference championship. You're not in the college football playoff. Does Cincy sneak in? Is this the year for a group of 5 team to sneak in?
Let me think.
Because the Pac-12 is inevitably going to cannibalize it.
Do you have 2 SEC teams then?
No.
No, because Georgia lost already.
Yep.
But if they beat Alabama?
They're not going to.
Okay, you're right. Yeah. You can't put Cincy in. You can't. Don't embarrass them like that. Don't do it to them. You can't. You just can't.
But so we're going to throw in someone from the Big 12? Half the league lost to the Sun Belt in week 1.
If this happens, I'm going Liberty.
Give me the Flames.
Give me the Flames. All right. That is a FanNoise College Pick'em Show Week 2 presented to you by, we don't have a sponsor, presented to you by me and Nate Schweers, the Fighting Irish and the Iowa Hawkeyes. We're proud to be here giving you games every week, doing this. Monday nights, we got coming up, we got the fantasy football show done by me. Didn't get it out last week. We're getting that out this week, Sunday morning. We got the NFL show coming with me and Nate. A lot more things to come, a lot of blogs. Go on the website, fannoisesports.com. Read up on all the blogs, interact with your fan base, whatever you want. It's good. A lot of things happening, Nate.
I tell you what, we're going to try to get better each week. We are better this week than we were last week. We get a better slate this week.
Absolutely.
It's exciting. We love what we do. So, I mean, we're sitting here filming this and we just can't wait for it to be Saturday morning to release it. Who knows how many of you will watch it. We hope you do. But we're having fun doing it. So if you guys want to stop by and laugh a little bit, enjoy something other than college game day for your Saturday morning, so throw it on while you're drinking your morning cup of coffee this week.
I was just going to say that. Put it on. Put your phone down. You get in the shower. You're getting ready for game day. Throw it on. Throw it on the counter while you're taking your morning you-know-what. Instead of reading the newspaper, who does that anymore? Put on us. Put on FanNoise. We're coming at you live. And that's the show. Nate, it's been a pleasure. I will see you tomorrow on Sunday. And I'm excited to pick that one, too. A lot of good games.
A lot of good games. A lot of good games.
All right, see you guys.
Touchdown to win. Slovis gonna throw. Zips it.